Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tabmock99, back at you with another Mortal Kombat video. Now, if you like deep dives on Mortal Kombat lore, then go ahead and click that subscribe button, and also that notification bell, so that you can be notified every time a new Mortal Kombat video drops. Now, we're going to give some good background information on a popular character. Speaking of backgrounds, huge shout out to Zabzarok for making the katana background I'll be using throughout this video. Make sure you check out Zabzarok on DeviantArt, Instagram, and Twitter. Links are in the description. So you probably have a good idea who today's video is going to be about. But if not, let me give you a hint. Let's just say she's a fan favorite.
Kitana?
Yeah, that's right, Kitana. Now, Kitana's like everyone's favorite trope, where you've got the evil guy, then you've got his adoptive daughter. And that's basically been the idea with her since her inception, since she was first created under the name Kitsune. God, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. See, John Tobias shared this preliminary sketch of her, where she would leave the bad guys and join with the good guys, after falling in love, of course. Now to me, I always thought the katana was like the perfect fulfillment of the yin-yang symbol. You know, in a yin-yang, there's a good side and there's a bad side. But in the good side, there's a little bit of bad, and in the bad side, there's a little bit of good. Well, we'd already seen that there's bad guys from Earthrealm, but Kitana was really the first good guy from Outworld that we've ever seen. So Kitana's story in a nutshell is that she's the princess of Outworld. She's the rightful heir to the throne. When Shao Kahn had come into her life, he had literally turned her world upside down. When Shao Kahn had taken over and put himself in charge, he maintained a sense of legitimacy by keeping Kitana around and having her work for him as an assassin. Now, that's just a basic overview. Some of the details may change from one game to the next, and certainly in other adaptations of Mortal Kombat media. Now, to me, that's where things start to get really interesting. Like, in her original ending, in her original Mortal Kombat 2 ending, her parents were depicted as the rightful rulers of Outworld. So the idea of Edenia hadn't even been written into the fiction yet. Now, according to the officially licensed Mortal Kombat 2 Collector's Magazine, Kitana lacked any memory of her childhood, and she'd been groomed to become Shao Kahn's personal assassin alongside her twin sister, Mileena. So you kind of have to stop and ask yourself, why would Kitana lack any memory of her childhood? Maybe what happened to her was so traumatic it caused some kind of PTSD and she had repressed those memories. But in other incarnations of MK Media, we've seen it explained away by magic. In the Malibu Comics version of Mortal Kombat, Kitana was shown as a young adult during the time of the invasion. I mean, we don't really know exactly how Edenians age, how fast they progress, but I assume it's probably similar to humans. At any rate, she looks like the equivalent of a young adult human from Earthrealm. Which logically brings us to our next question. Exactly how old was Kitana when this whole Outworld invasion thing happened anyway? According to Mortal Kombat Legacy, this occurred when she was an infant. In this version of the story, Kitana grew up alongside Mileena and was actually raised as her sister. She really wouldn't have been old enough to remember her true parents. Shao Kahn would have been the only father she'd ever known. Now, if Kitana was truly an adult during the time of Kahn's takeover, then they have to come up with some kind of explanation for why she doesn't remember her true parents. Later on in that same issue in the Malibu comic, they reveal that Shao Kahn had put a magic spell on her in order to make her forget. And what's interesting is that the games kind of confirmed that this is actually canon. In Mileena's bio in Mortal Kombat Deception, part of it says that Kitana had regained her memories, confirming that she had lost her memories at one point prior to regaining them. Now in Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, we kind of saw that play out a little bit. Here, it seemed like more of a mind control spell to make her evil, rather than just something to wipe her memory. But either way, as you play through the level, you free her from the spell, putting her back to the way she's supposed to be.
Finally, I am free. But quickly, the others will not let me go without a fight. Ugh.
Now one thing they've always been consistent on is Kitana's age, 10,000 years old.
Would you forget about her? She's 10,000 years old. So what?
Remember, I myself have lived 10,000 years.
You don't look a day over 500.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kitana really doesn't seem to age, and neither does the actress who portrays her.
You have to remember I'm 50.
Don't believe you.
And then we get to the retcon from MK11 Aftermath. And it's not even the retcon you guys are thinking about. I'm talking about the timing of everything.
For 1,000 years, I've dreamed of seeing her alive again.
Now, I'm not even 100% sure what they're trying to say even happened here. Are they saying the invasion was 10,000 years ago, but Sindel lived for another 9,000, and it's only in the last 1,000 years that she died and that Kitana's been missing her? But if that's the case, why wouldn't Kitana remember that she was evil in this version? Okay, so maybe they're saying that the invasion didn't happen 10,000 years ago, that the whole thing happened 1,000 years ago. But I can't even figure out why they would want to change something like that. I mean, Sindel's ending in Mortal Kombat 3 clearly states that Khan's defeat ensures a reunion with her 10,000-year-old daughter, Kitana. So Kitana's backstory is essentially this. She's the heir to the throne. She's the rightful princess. She's the one who should be ruling, and she would be doing so alongside her parents had Shao Kahn not come into her life and turned everything upside down. But when it comes to the details, that's where things change. So I'm curious what you guys think. What do you like better? Do you like the idea that she was an infant or a small child or an adult when Shao Kahn took over? Which version of the canon do you like the best? And what do you think of the idea of magic being used in order to repress her memory and keep her subservient to Shao Kahn? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Leave me a like, and as I said in the beginning, subscribe to this video and hit that notification bell so that you can see more Mortal Kombat videos that I produce. Until next time, this is Tabmach99, fanning out.